Hi y'all, Katsumi here. Welcome back to my LEGO library. We are in the review section of the library once again reviewing the Everyone is Awesome LEGO set number 40516. This one doesn't appear to have a theme, so I guess it would just fall under icons or just exclusives or, originals or whatever. It has 346 pieces and is 18 plus. Once again, not necessarily a reflection of the complexity of the build because I can tell it's going to be plates on tiles on minifigures, but more so a reflection of the fact that you build it to display it and it has little play value. The top shows all these lovely people in all their colors marching around. Looks like they're having a good time, some sort of Congo line perhaps. The actual size reference is the white colored minifigure and it has a cool rainbow hue effect around the outside. This side of the box is boring. We have the white greveling for this 18 plus set. That looks pretty cool and clean. In French we would say tout le monde est génial, and in Spanish we would say todo el mundo es increíble. The back shows just 3 plain views of the side, top, and front. So how about we see it in actually 3 dimensions after we build it? And here it is in its 3-dimensional glory. If we were to copy the box, we would show this side, and then we would show this side like this, and then we would go like this. And as you can see, the box gave a pretty good idea of what we have. It's a very simple, colorful, straightforward build, and in the end you just have something, you have a simple decor piece. Well, simple decor piece, yet very bright and colorful, definitely attention calling, definitely triggering, like, our brains to be like, ooh, colorful. Some stats for nerds in the beginning this time. As you might guess, my seconds per piece dropped dramatically with this set. I found myself going ahead of the instructions, assuming the next steps, and I was correct. It's extremely repetitive and really just down to dividing up the colors. Although I will note, inside the box, the bags were broken up into really interesting combinations of different colors and different pieces. For example, not all the 2x1 bricks of all the colors were in one bag. Not all the 2x2 tiles, for example, were in similar bags. Definitely very much supply chains and stuff, whoever designed the bagging of the pieces. And by the way, there's one build stage. There's no you just like dump it all out and get started. So it took me just 22 minutes and 5 seconds to build this 346 piece set, giving me a seconds per piece of 3.83. That is my lowest seconds per piece by over a second. And yeah, it's for the aforementioned reasons of it being extremely repetitive. You can guesstimate the next steps coming up. Low-key, one strategy I added was not building the minifigures at the very beginning, because like I said, they were all mixed throughout all the bags. So I found it easier to just go ahead and build the base first, and then the minifigure pieces were all that was left, and then you just match the colors. That being said, I do find this in a very unique position to kind of introduce lots of people to the Lego building hobby. It definitely teaches very basic fundamentals of building, color identification, piece identification within that color. There are like 2x2 tiles, 2x1 bricks, 3x2 bricks, the slope pieces, the tiles, like, it's just, there's a nice variety even within each color. The monochromatic minifigures, I don't know, for me, like when I see them online, like the, translucent blue Darth Vaders, those look cool to me just because I like Star Wars. But also I don't know if I would collect them myself. And after having this, I'm like, I understand why people like them, but for me, it's not, I just don't want to collect them, All the legs, torsos, and heads are all the same except for the colors. But I like how they use the hair pieces to really show personality, because hair is one of those things in society that does reflect someone's personality greatly. So for the black color, we have this awesome large hair bun with braided texture. Love that. The brown one has like spiky turtle shell type texture. The red one has this very like fluffy coif upward texture. Orange has a bit of a ponytail with a floof swirl in the front. Yellow has a very simple bowl cut over the whole thing. Green has, well, typical feminine hair, just long and drapey. Blue has actually Tan France's hair, which is pretty interesting. A super large coif to the left, to their right, to our left. Purple has this very vintage style, like, what do you call this? Like a comb, honeycomb, like bee's comb, something like that. It's like fluffy, and you can tell it has to be done to make it look like that. Light blue has this very typical masculine hairstyle with the like sweep over to the one side, kind of giving like businessman. White has this very typical like teenager, if you will, just like long and drapey over the eyes. And then pink has kind of similar to green, just a very feminine drapey hairstyle. The base is made up of a 16 by 16 white plate and then another however many studs you need by 16 plate. Super simple build there, although plates on plates isn't the most satisfying construction. Here's a view of the back. It might be exactly what you were expecting. They're all offset by just one stud each. Super cute, super prideful, super playful. A really good parts pack as well if you're looking to do any sort of rainbow creation. This might be a really good resource for you. Overall, although I understand the importance of a set like this, and I am pro pride, pro be who you are, pro let's just have a good time, this set for me didn't really land. I'm gonna give it a rating of just 2 stars. And that's just a matter of my personal Lego taste. I feel like pride and rainbows and stuff like this have to be done extremely well for me to even display them in my room like this. Display them in my room or, you know, anywhere else at all. And again, the monochromatic minifigures, while I understand overall the culture, it's just not for me. It's just not something I want to partake in with the Lego culture. And then the build wasn't challenging at all. 2 stars with love, if you will. Thank you guys so much for coming to the Lego library. If you're new here and you like the content, please give it a like, and you can subscribe for free, and that'll be your free library membership. Love yourself for who you are. Be kind to everyone you meet, and may the force be with you.